How to make fasting sustainable? As I mentioned earlier that fasting is actually the most customizable and the most sustainable lifestyle change that you can adopt to become much healthier and fitter, be your ideal weight, have a lot of energy in your system. To make this sustainable, I would like to share a few tips on how you can take this forward, because this is something very personal and it will be different for every individual. It depends on what kind of lifestyle you have and what are your health goals as well. So based on that, you can pick what kind of fasting you want to do. I would start with the simplest one, which is intermittent fasting. It has become very popular these days, but it simply means that you give a gap of at least 14 to 16 hours between your dinner and the breakfast next day. So if you're having dinner at 7 p.m. one night, then you calculate 14 or 16 hours from that time, and that is when you should have your next solid meal. You can in between have a liquid juice, especially green juice or a fruit juice before that. Say next morning you wake up, you're hungry at 7 a.m. which has only been 12 hours to your previous meal. You can have a green juice then, and that would still come under intermittent fasting because you've not eaten anything solid. And from there you calculate your 16 hours and have say a fruit to break that fast. But this is something that should be done on a daily basis. Only then you will see the effects of it. Second option is to fast once a week, which is what I usually do. And again, you can choose what kind of fast you want to do. People do only water fasting. I prefer to give nutrients to my body during fasting, and that's why I always focus on fasting on green juices and or coconut water and fruit juices. So you can do that once a week, and again you can pick whether you want to do a 36-hour fast or a 42-hour fast. The range is there from 36 to 42 hours, but 36 is something I would recommend minimum. And what that would mean is, for example, you had dinner on a Sunday night at 7 p.m. That was your last meal, and so Monday all day you are on just juices, and then Tuesday 7 a.m. you would complete your 36 hours, and that's when you can break your fast with the fruit. And I always recommend breaking fast with the fruit because the fruit is a solid food with fiber, and so that will break your fast. But as we compare it with anything else, it is the easiest on our system. It is the easiest for the body to digest. And so that would do your 36-hour fasting. But if you feel that you can still extend it a little more, I usually try and do a 40 to 42-hour fast. So what I do at 7 a.m. instead of having a fruit, I have a glass of juice again on the Tuesday morning. And after that, a few hours later is when in the next 4 hours or 6 hours, I have a fruit to break the fast, completing a 42 hours fast. So doing this every week is actually a phenomenal experience. After, you might find it difficult in the first 2-3 months, and you might break the fast also before completing your 36 hours, which is okay because it takes time sometimes to prepare your body or mind to be fasting regularly. But once you've done that for 2-3 months, it will come to you so naturally. It will not feel like an effort. You will not feel hungry because the mind and body both, they become so tuned to it that, you know, I usually fast on Mondays. So every Monday morning when I wake up, I just somehow just know that it's my fasting day. I don't get hungry. I can get on with my day with my regular exercise, regular work. I don't need to take rest. But it takes time to get to that stage. In the beginning, you might have to take breaks. You might have to not keep the fasting day very busy. But as and when the body gets used to it, there will be no change that you will need to bring into your routine because you are fasting. Apart from this, there is a 3-day juice fast which you have just completed, and you can choose to do it again, but this is not something I would recommend doing very frequently. You can do a 3 days juice fast once in 3 to 6 months. Listen to your body. There will be times when your body will ask for it. You know, you feel bloated, or you are not feeling that high in energy levels, or you have some other health issue, you feel you have a lot of toxins in your body, you need to detox, then you can go for it, and it's always going to help you. But doing it too frequently might make you weak, because 3 days is a long time to be without food. For a perfectly healthy person, it's absolutely okay. Our bodies can actually last without food, without solid food, for 7 days easily. So sometimes once in 6 months, if you actually want to do a longer fast, you can go ahead and do a 7 days juice fast. Just make sure you include a lot of green juices, not a lot of fruit juices, to be on the healthier side, so you don't feel acidic or you don't get the bloatings. But 3 to 7 days juice fast can be done once every 3 to 6 months. 1 day juice fast can be done once a week, or if you don't want to do that, you can do it twice a month also. So once every 2 weeks you can do the 1 day juice fast, or the option, as I mentioned, intermittent fasting. If none of these are for you, then you can decide, but make a conscious decision. It should not be random that, oh, today I don't feel hungry, so I'm going to skip a meal. But be aware of what you want to do in terms of fasting. You can decide that 1 day in the week, that every day this week I will skip my dinner and just have a green juice instead. So something like this, make your own pattern and follow it through, so you can make it a very sustainable and a healthy lifestyle.